everyone. Welcome to AVAIYA's Healthy Aging Curriculum. I'm Ande Anderson. My partner, ALLEN, and I are teachers, mentors, and the co-owners of AVAIYA University. AVAIYA is the creator of over 1,000 books, films, courses, teachings, and other supportive resources. Thanks so much for being here. Our fellow teacher, Wowza, is here today to talk to you about secrets to ageless vitality. Wowza, representing the new 80s, has busted loose of the aging game and is the sensual sage of ageless vitality. Her message is that change is always possible in perpetually renewing the flow of ageless vitality. And with 6 decades of teaching personal growth in the human potential movement, she was an early pioneer in things like expressive arts therapy and movement education, sound healing, innovative bodywork, spiritual counseling, you name it. So thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. It's my favorite subject.
Awesome. Well, let's dive right in. So I know in your work, you talk about a breakthrough that you had in your life, and you call it from woe to wow. So can you talk about what that is?
Well, many of us have created some dramatic stories to learn our lessons, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm really embracing my story, as wounded as it was, because it taught me I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing the work I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And I think many people can relate to that.
Yeah.
I had an extreme skin disease over half my body. It was like the town leper. Mm. And don't get near her, you'll catch it. And physical, emotional abuse, skin disease, and cross eyes, you know, the whole 9 yards. Mm. And when I was about 12 years old, mirrors were my enemy because I look so ugly. And a very short story, I just couldn't, my mother put a mirror in my, big long mirror in my bedroom. Oh, mirrors were my enemy. Because I didn't want to see how ugly I looked. And this particular time I looked and it was like, oh God. And I just squished my whole body up. It just like I wanted to disappear. And as I opened my eyes, I saw an old Halloween mask on the wall. Oh. And it was a dragon breathing fire. And I just plopped that mask on my face and suddenly looked in the mirror again. Mm. And that little poor victimized child with her rashes and all of her beliefs around ugliness suddenly disappeared. And there was this dragon going, rah. It just took off. Wow. And for about 10 minutes, I mean, I just breathed, sounded, moved. I never did that ever before. I got so dizzy, of course, I fell down. And while when I woke, I practically woke up from this trance. I went, oh, my father says I can't be a beautiful dancer. I'm too ugly and I'm too skinny and I'm too this and I'm too that. Well, I'm going to be the world's greatest ugly dancer. Now that's something I could be really good at. Mm-hmm. And for a whole month, when no one was in the house, I'd put on my dragon mask and do these wild things. And within a month, the skin disease that had plagued me my entire life began to pale.
Wow.
I started to straighten out. And the funniest and sweetest part of the story, a few years later, I became a famous beauty queen. So naturally, I got very excited about something called expressive intelligence. And quite honestly, our entire country has been based on freedom of expression. But it has been very little promoted, I feel, in our culture. It's shut up, be still, quiet, you know, stop the racket, you know, who do you think you are?
Right.
Well, we're finding now through the new physics, we're the whole bloomin' show. We, in every cell of our body, is the life force of creation percolating and connecting us to all that is alive. I mean, this is a huge deal. And I feel the new physics has been rather cold through the microscope, you know, to be able to bring this information. And now many of us are coming forth and saying through direct experience, we are one. We are one with this whole beautiful world of creation. Conscious creators unite now. What are we going to do with this? How are we going to express this? And of course, one of the great benefits is ageless vitality, agelessness, not being identified with any age, appreciating them all, loving them all. They all have benefits. They all have interesting, unique information, every age. And that goes with all of the facets of our nature. We don't have to identify anymore with a specific role. You know, I had to be nice. I had to be sensible. I had to think hard. I mean, these amazing beliefs we've been stamped with as true. Awesome. And we need to look at that now and go, oh my gosh, I am so much, you are so much more, we are so much more than we would have ever known in a million years.
Beautiful. I love it. I love, and anyone who's watching, obviously Wowza is bouncing a little bit because we'll talk about a little bit later because you do all of your ball exercises. So there it is. So this is awesome. So like, let's tie this into this whole conversation of healthy aging, right? And what you're obviously saying is much deeper conversation into our oneness and agelessness. So like from your experience, your direct experience, how can this perpetual renewal of ageless vitality, as you call it, how can it be sustained?
Well, first of all, again, not identifying, but really beginning to see that past, present, and future are happening simultaneously, meaning we are all the ages. We are all the selves. We are the one. Now, this is a lot to take in, and most of the time we can understand it intellectually. But I found by just putting the pause buttons on a lot of habituated behavior, catching myself in the act, and pausing long enough to saying, is this true? And beginning, for instance, with these languages of the body to bring a new kind of awareness. For instance, the simple thing of breath. We've been taught a lot of beautiful exercises, how to breathe. But rarely have we had anyone look at us and saying, oh, show us your unique, original way of breathing.
Perhaps like a dragon.
Right. Anything, but again, the normal, habitual way. In other words, we're a culture of shallow breathers. 60, 70 thoughts a day, 1,000 thoughts a day. It's a wonder even a few percent of sensations, feeling sensation, can actually reach our awareness. So one of the big keys that I give people, or tool, is the hum of love, for instance. Something very simple. But, you know, when you talk to a baby, that little kitty cat, you know, ooh, hi. You know, scientists call it motherese. It's this beautiful, light, lyrical, oh my gosh. So in cleaning house, getting out, you know, rid of the dirty spots, or walking down the street, you know, you can outline the trees and the leaves, and in other words, your whole day can be illuminated by the frequencies of vibrational sound making. We are vibrational beings. It is vibration that holds the whole blooming world together in love. By just simply, you know, just moving through the day. It makes me laugh. It makes me happy when I don't have to listen to thousands of thoughts. Half of them are negative.
Right.
They're judgments, they're critical assessments.
Right. Yep.
And boy, that can wear anybody out and can make anybody depressed.
Right. No doubt. So what is Wowzacise? Program you have?
I guess it was about, I for the last, well, during the 80s and a good part of the 90s, I was a group leader at ALLEN Institute, which is a very popular growth center in Big Sur, California. And I was a group leader there for about 20 years. And while I was there, contact improvisation was a very big deal, which is, you know, rolling on each other's backs and, you know, just loosening up with other people. And it's just a really beautiful form. And all of a sudden one day, from Italy, some people had come over and brought these, you know, big balls. And I'm so happy I didn't see any physical therapy at first. I just saw kids in this room seeing these balls and going, excuse the expression, ape shit bananas. I mean, they just dove into these balls and bounced and jumped and flew over them. And I mean, it was just the most dazzling creativity I'd ever seen. And I went, oh, I could do contact improvisation. You know, this thing works. This is my new partner in movement. And when I brought the ball home, I realized, and I started moving more fluidly and in more enlivening ways. And of course, I was breathing deeper. And my voice was becoming fuller. And I'd look around and I go, wow, my life is really filled with a lot of habits.
Wow.
I mean, the way I sit, the way I stand, I mean, you know, and then this wonderful phrase, what else is possible? What else is possible here? And that question, it really kind of moves with me. And that's where, oh, gosh, you know, what's wrong with it? Why not? Just take a glorious breath of joy, not an exercise of 1, 2, 3, hold it for 5 times and then release it. I mean, the life force is much bigger than any exercise. And it's wonderful to have these exercises. I'm not certainly judging all of the incredible techniques, but we have to realize now, especially, our creativity is so important.
Beautiful.
And there is something about moving in learning. 5,000 classrooms in Switzerland. The kids are on the balls. 5,000 classrooms. We haven't even gotten started. And what they found, attention deficit, and this is also for adults. amazing ability to concentrate, to focus in when we can learn and absorb information in motion. I mean, NASA now has their astronauts jumping, bouncing, you know, doing crazy things while they pour massive information into them. Kids, in other words, we need to move more. We're getting extremely sedentary.
Yeah, no doubt. Awesome.
And why we can do it in more fun ways. We can do it in more playful ways. And I'm bringing value to play in a whole other way. I mean, it's truly the play of God, you know? I mean, that we can play with this breath. We can play, with this incredible voice.
Absolutely.
And feel enormous joy in these simple activities that bring out our aliveness. We're not going to do it just with thought forms. I don't care how brilliant the thought forms. They're words in our heads. And the intellect can get really cocky in thinking, oh, yeah, I got it. Next. I got it. And actually thinks it knows the direct experience of aliveness.
So what about, you know, one thing that you talk about is transforming aging into youthing, right? So different language. So what do you mean by that? And what is your favorite way to transform aging into youthing?
Well, certainly the simple skills that I just mentioned, breathing in new ways, new rhythms, new feelings, putting out any feel. Oh, ooh, I like that. That's pretty cool. What else can you do? You know, and I have a little challenger in there, you know, that kind of, okay, show your stuff. You know, just these little crazy, zany things of life force come popping out. And guess what? As soon as I do that, and especially if I'm working, like I'm finishing this book now, what happens is that my mind becomes more innovative. So this is the more innovative I am in my body, and I want to say more fluidly innovative. That the more we could imagine that we are a medium that is mostly liquid, vibration, and pulsation, you know, all of these kinds of qualities. And I feel at the heart of the matter is a static aliveness. Ooh, that's the one I'm really after now, to cull out in all of its magnificence. That, I mean, we have the capacity to turn ourselves on naturally.
Unknown caller.
There it is. A new expression.
A new expression. And those glitches, you know, instead of,
right,
how can I been so stupid?
That's life.
We can play it. You know, I mean, see, that's the other key. I think we can play. We can, as kids, everything that is alive came to this planet to play. It is a gift of love. Because and I'm not talking about frivolous frivolity, you know, kind of childish. It's this kind of play means that all of our systems are in harmony, in unity. And the excitement of taking something raw and creating something original out of our very being. And what we can pour into our lives now. In other words, we're the great teacher for ourselves. We've got all the wisdom now. We've got all the intelligence, and we've got the energy here. And I think just asking, you know, okay, breath, sound, movement, emotional energy, show me. And see the ball, you can see it is a pump. In fact, I see the ball as a metaphor of the universe filled with all of the powers. The more innovative, for instance, that I can just even roll my butt on this ball. I mean, the zigzagging, the spiraling motions, the figure eights, the curves. This is affecting every system of the body in newness.
Newness. I love it.
Newness. That is the secret. How willing are we to be new?
That's beautiful. How willing are we to be? Willing are we to be new? I love that. So, so here's another thing I know that you talk about, right? In your work, you say something like your second 50, right? Because you are in your second 50, right? So your second 50, like how many of the ideas that we were programmed to believe about aging are no longer viable? And you've already talked a little bit about, right, agelessness, right? So can you share a little bit more about that?
I really feel with any belief, we have to believe. We have to see that beliefs are an illusion. They're made up by our mind. And they've been passed, most of these beliefs have been passed for generations. And we can't anymore blame our parents. You know, we are just now awakening, I feel, truly to this inner power. And we do have a choice now because we are getting to an edge of our understanding of that this earth is alive. And we are part of it. And as we learn to self-care, we are taking care of our home.
Right.
So it is continuously making those bridging understandings, and it's the same with each other. So to me, there's the ageless vitality. There's less and less glitches, those triggers, especially in relationship to people, because all we see now is we open to this larger self, the universal self, the universal loving self, that every person we meet is a facet of our own being. And it would behoove us, what is unique about you, And I just get from you, just this beautiful, your forehead is so clear. Your eyes, that you have such an open presence. I'd be plain stupid not to just sketch and trace a little of your beautiful energy, because when I leave, I don't lose myself by joining your energy and whoever else I meet today. By the end of this day, I'm so much more of me. Huh?
Yeah.
See? I get fuller in joining than I get from separating. Separating and limiting myself in old belief system is the aging process.
And same goes for everyone watching right now, right? The same connection, right? Although we can't see you right now, right? You're there, and we can connect with that same thing. So, what about emotional intelligence? That's something you also talk about in your work. How is that important when it comes to ageless vitality?
We can't. We can't do away with emotions. They just need a new spin. And the new spin is the universality of emotion. So I spent a good part of my life actually sitting, standing, walking, and talking, analyzing. Particularly, I took 8 emotions. Let's say, take fear. And I would break down, what is the physiology? The physiology, see? And I realized, boy, we really got to get clear with emotions. What is an emotion that has been judged? And now this emotion spends its time in the mind of thought. The difference between emotions caught in the mind of thought and the universality of emotion, which are impulses of sensation. They move us in a certain way, where they instantly a baby, you give it bad food, food, the smell something, immediately it knows, I don't want that. Or without a word, it reaches its hands up in that look. It wants to be picked up. It wants to be loved. I mean, it will, don't tie me into that thing. It knows, we know. And for whatever reason, that inner knowledge was not valued until now. We're starting to realize we were not born some white slate in which the world could imprint all the beliefs it wanted us to adhere to. See, this is a new ball game now.
There's the ball again.
And we're making it up. And we just realized that agelessness and a loving presence.
That person needs to be part of this conversation.
I thought I didn't press long enough.
That's okay. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
But I think that's the message. I can't do mic equipment thing here.
No problem. Technology, our friend and foe. Here it is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So I guess like one last question before we talk about the gift that you have for everybody is, right, and you've probably already talked about this, but do any other like secrets to ageless vitality? Anything else you can share with people watching?
Well, again, when you have a bad moment, let's say, or you're upset, you could be depressed. It's a remarkable thing. See, most of the time we want to hide it. We want to run away from it. Who wants it? But I suggest, let's say, depression. How do I depress myself? Let me see. I want to really look at that. And see, especially when you start adding and start including sound in your thought forms, you will come up with different information. Truth is in the tone.
Ah, I like that.
Truth is in the tone. How my shoulders droop around my heart. I've got this little angle to my head, on the eyes and then the corners of the mouth. And this is my new book, by the way, which is called The Sacred Actor, Embodying the Universal Self.
Beautiful.
And as I can embody with love and respect my depression. What am I depressing? Okay, I get it. I didn't speak my truth to Hootsie, whatever. It'll just pop out. How do I want to be feeling now? And me almost immediately see the shoulders. My God, I can take a breath. I mean, my chest opens up. My rib cage. This is what it feels to come alive. Let me as a sacred actor really do that. Now let me go back again. Can I consciously put on my depression? Wait a minute. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, there she is. Hi.
Uh-huh.
Let me know more what you're feeling. I'm interested. You're part of me. If we're whole, we can't get rid of it. Can't get rid of anything. All we can do is transform it into something universally one.
Thank you. I love it. Thank you. I love this. This is just so awesome. And you are so awesome in your energy and playfulness and all of it. So
in 83, you know, I just feel like I'm beginning to cook. It's taken a lifetime, you know, and it doesn't have to take that long now. So lots of us have done a lot of hard work. You know, like we've created some really heavy stuff, you know, like, God, we're going to move through this. And here we are going, oh, I'm just beginning. I've got a whole life ahead of me. In fact, I've got all the time in the world to come alive in new in different ways.
Beautiful. Thank you. So could you share a little bit about your free gift that you have for everyone? There's a button below that links over to Wowza's site. So what is your free gift?
Well, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a whole PDF on this book I wrote. It's called Wowzacise-Growing Young on the Ball.
Okay.
And I know that most people's process with the ball has been in gyms and tightening the abs and, you know, give the abs a rest. The muscles have been overworked like up the kazoos. Enough already. What we need to exercise is emotional energy, is expressive intelligence, is coming alive, and nothing does it quicker than what I've got in this book. It's all kinds of beautiful color pictures, and I'm willing to, you know, send you the PDF.
Excellent.
That's where you'll see the colored pictures.
Awesome. Thank you. We appreciate that so much. I love it.
And wanting to promote too, it's going to be out probably in a month, but The Sacred Actor.
Excellent. Good. Awesome. So, so what, any last insights, anything else you want to share before we wrap up?
Ageless. See, again, ageless in our life force. Ageless with our ages. And ageless in our respect and honoring for the larger body of our consciousness now. That we're just beginning, see, all, and catching the judgments of self. If it, and we're always going to be doing, and I don't care how enlightened, it'll come in.
Right.
But that's quite honestly where the sacred actor comes in. Play the judge in Technicolor. Get to hear its tones. Sit down, stop it, you're being stupid. You know, I mean, Now, when you can play the energy behind anything that would be, you know, negative, holds an enormous pocket of energy. What's the energy behind the judge? To me, it's much more primal power that wants to kick butt. You know, just stop with all of this routine. And what do you feel? What do you see? There's another whole little level there. And suddenly the moment it's played, and I have fun with kids do this all the time, right? I mean, I'm taking over the world, sit down. And it's funny. And in close relationships, you know, you want to wring his neck. To actually go, I'm taking over this relationship. I mean, we can play again with all of these glitches, and they are funny. They no longer run us.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. We appreciate you and appreciate you sharing your newness with everyone. And thanks so much. And everyone tuning in, thank you so much for showing up for yourself, for being here with us today. And that's the number one step. So thank you for being here, and take care, everybody.